This is BritSimon. I'm just on my way to work, so I'm going to use the time to talk to you about the document procedure. I spoke with the manager of KCC the other day, and the conversation was about other things, but during the course of that conversation we discussed the fact that there are still a great many people who have not submitted their documents yet. They've either not submitted the documents at all, presumably because they don't understand the procedure, or they haven't got all the documents together yet. I don't know. They either haven't submitted them at all, or they've submitted a partial set of documents. They've submitted only some documents. So we know around about a week ago, KCC sent a reminder out to some people. The reminder went to the wrong group of people, or some of the wrong people were included. But nevertheless, it shows that KCC, from their point of view, are asking people to send documents, and according to the manager of KCC, they have capacity. They're catching up with the backlog. They don't have a backlog. And if you think about what just happened with the visa bulletin this month, which was for April interviews, it's called the March visa bulletin, but it's actually for April interviews. If you think about that, in the case of EU had almost no movement. And we already knew, and I'd already warned in one of my videos, that there were almost no interviews scheduled between 14,000 and 21,000, which had been the number released in the previous visa bulletin, right? So there was this big gap, and I explained in one of my videos, there was this big gap of cases that required scheduling. And the reason that the EU number only increased by 200 is nothing to do with the end. It's to do with the short-term impact of all of those cases that hadn't been scheduled in the previous month, now had submitted their documents and now needed to be scheduled, right? So those cases that were to be scheduled, they were originally supposed to be scheduled in March, we're now going to be scheduled in April, taking up almost all of the interview slots in April for EU region, right? So that shows us that, yes, indeed, exactly as KCC had told me, they have processed the documents that have been sent to them, that there is no backlog, that there may be some backlog in some regions, but generally speaking, if you sent your documents in and you haven't had them processed yet, it's more likely that your documents are not complete in some way. So we're coming towards the halfway, well, we're past the halfway point of the VB year, but we're not quite past the halfway point of the processing year. But there is a natural delay built into the process that you have to be aware of. And what it means is that time is actually running short now for you to submit documents. You need to get on with this document submission. So here's what I wanted to say for today. If you're not absolutely certain that they have processed your documents, and by certain I mean you've contacted them, or they've contacted you and they've given you an email that says, congratulations, something like, congratulations, all of your documents are complete, and you're now just waiting for scheduling. So you need to see an email like that from them. Now, they may send it without you asking, or you may contact KCC and say, are you satisfied with my documents, right? You can write an email. You don't need a template for this. You just need to put an email to KCC, give them your exact details. That means your name, your case number, your date of birth. Your case number, by the way, needs to be in the full format with all the leading zeros when you contact KCC. You need to give them those 3 pieces of information: name, date of birth, and the full case number, right? So you write to them that, and you say, you know, I want to find out if my documents that I sent on X date have been processed. Is there anything missing, or are you satisfied with my documents, or whatever it might be. The response to that will be either your documents are complete, great, you're ready for scheduling whenever that is according to your case number, or they're going to say something like, you know, your documents are not complete, or we haven't received them, you need to submit your documents. There'll be an email that says something like you need to submit documents, right? So that's important, that's really important. If you don't get that, if you don't get your documents procedures sorted out, you will lose this green card. It's as simple as that. And it happened to thousands of people in DV19, right? So don't waste your opportunity for the sake of not paying attention to what you're being told in the instructions and to what I'm telling you now. It's frustrating me that people are not understanding, you know, how important this is. So let's say you send them today. We're mid-February today. Let's say you got your documents. Bear in mind, you need to get your police certificates ready. That could take some time, right? If you haven't already got that in hand, then you're really, really late. You need to get on with this. So get your police certificates, get all the other documents that they require. Make absolutely certain that you name the documents in the correct way. And I've created a fairly detailed blog entry on that. I'll put the link to that blog entry below. You need to name them appropriately. The documents have to be complete. There is no point in sending a partially complete set of documents. It has to be complete, right? So get that all together and send that off. Let's say you were able to do that today. If you think about that, they're going to be processing those for let's say the rest of February and some of March. Because they're processing them and won't have completed them in March, you can't be scheduled in March. The first available time that you could be scheduled is April, and in April they're scheduling June interviews. So you can see that if you don't get on with this right now, you're going to be missing out. You're going to have a June, July, August interview, even if your case number is low. Now, people ask about high case numbers. By delaying your document submission, you're putting yourself at risk that what they'll do is they'll make the region current, perhaps, and they'll service higher case numbers that have submitted their documents, and you're sitting on your documents, you haven't submitted them yet, or you haven't checked that the documents were complete, and you'll miss out. They'll get to the point where they say, well, sorry, there are no more interview appointments left. They're effectively, you know, they're not going to do anything. So they will stop processing documents at some point. And, you know, whilst you probably have time to submit them in February and probably March and maybe even April, you're really starting to take a risk if you delay these documents much longer. And of course, the more people that delay it, the more of another backlog we'll see being created later on. So at least for the readers and you know, for the people that subscribe to my blog or my YouTube channel, I want to make sure you are at least having your documents processed, right? There will be other people that don't know anything about my channel, don't know anything about my my blog, that will miss out. But people on my channel, there is no excuse for you to miss out. There is no reason why you should miss out. I spend time to make sure you don't miss out. So I really want to make sure you're all paying attention. So if you're already scheduled, great, you're golden. If you've already had the letter that says your documents are complete, you know, you're ready for scheduling, you don't need to worry about this. If you have not had one of those two things happen, even if your case number is not current yet, you need to submit your documents and you need to get on with it now. And if you don't do that and you ask me in April or May, or when should I submit my documents, I'm going to get frustrated with you, because you'll have wasted your opportunity for a life-changing green card. And you know, there are people who spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to get a green card, that wait years, 10, 20 years trying to get a green card, and you're going to waste your opportunity because you're not paying attention about sending documents. Don't be so silly. Right? I mean, you know, take this opportunity seriously. Get your documents out there. Get your documents to KCC. Okay, so an important link below then is going to be the link to the article where I explain exactly how to submit your documents. You only need to submit what they ask for. You don't need to submit documents that they don't ask for, but you do need to submit all of the documents that they do ask for. You cannot submit only, well, I'll submit my birth certificate this week and I'll send my marriage certificate in a month's time because, you know, whatever. No, you have to send everything together, right? So if you're planning to get married, for example, and you're waiting to process your case being married, you're starting to actually delay yourselves to the point where you're risking your case. You should have been married by now. You should, you know, if you were already in a relationship, you should have got married by now, and you should therefore be able to submit your documents for yourself and your spouse, your marriage certificate, you know, along with police certs for both of you. You should already have been in that position. But if you're waiting to get married, get on with it now. Move your marriage dates if you have to. You know, don't tell me you're planning to get married in April or May and you think you're going to be okay. It's nonsense. You're wasting your chance. Okay, so you know, you need to get on with this now. So that's it. That's really what I wanted to explain. I've got a full day. I've got a lot of work on in my professional career at the moment, so my time is short. So these drive time videos might be a good way for me to communicate with you and get some important subjects covered with you. So I hope this at least you know, is interesting to you. And you know, you're coming along on my commute to work. It's a short commute, it's only 10 minutes or so, but you're coming along on my commute to work as well, so that's a bit of fun. You're already in America. All right, okay, have a great day. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn on the notifications bell next to the subscribe channel. There's a bell. Turn that on to make sure you're notified when I put out a new video. Give me a thumbs up on the video. Apparently that helps my my ratings or whatever for the channel, which helps get the message out to more people. You know, so that's useful for me and for the channel and for DV lottery entries, or, you know, anyway. So you know, pass the information around. You know, we're all trying to pay this forward. I got my, just so you know, I got my green card through the green card lottery in 2014. I'm British, so Britain is not able to enter the lottery, but my wife is Spanish, so we were able to enter through her. She was the winner, I was the derivative, and we, the three of us, got our green cards through the green card lottery. So since 2013, when I was selected, I've been learning about DV lottery, and everything I've learned and everything I've learned since has gone into my blog site and now my YouTube channel as well, so that you winners have a better chance of succeeding. And I firmly believe that I've had lots of feedback from hundreds or perhaps thousands of people, frankly, saying that the information that I've given them has enabled them to succeed in their application. So that's a good thing from my point of view. I'm happy to have been helpful in that way. but let's make sure that that good information is passed around, and that people know what they have to do. Okay, all right. Cheers now. That's all for now. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.